Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Let's Crack UPSC. Hope all of your preparation going well. And especially yesterday I made a video regarding the very important discussion about what the population distribution. It's a wonderful question because it's an analytical one. Similarly, there is another particular question which OPSC has been constantly asking, and I am totally sure that this particular question is an evergreen question. I had discussed this particular question with my course subscribers, especially in our course, main course. But today, because of this question has again repeated in this examination, I am repeating it for my YouTube subscribers just like you. Very important question. What are the major causes of regional imbalance in India? The question it is asking is, what are the major causes of regional imbalance in India? Means they are asking that why there is so much of a regional imbalance, why some particular portion is very much developed and other portions are left behind. So you have to give them the reasons why there is so much of a disbalance. You have to say that in introduction itself you have to define what is regional imbalance. Regional imbalance means unequal economic development. Unequal economic development of between regions can be called as regional imbalance. Say for example, some particular portion of Kerala, Karnataka or Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, they are developed, and Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, they are underdeveloped. Why there is so much of a regional imbalance? This particular portion, why they are progressing and why this particular portion is left behind. There is a regional imbalance, you can see, and you have to analyze that what are the regions because of which this particular 4-5 states they are improving, they are quickly very much progressive, and why this particular people are this particular region is very much negative. You have to show them. Causes, historical factors. See, there is a historical factor regarding this, no doubt about this. Especially some particular portions, because of British policy, Britishers when they came to India, they started to develop only few pockets, and whichever pocket they focus, automatically in those pockets only the development took place. And post independence we followed a imbalance theory of development, trickle down effect put forward by, you can say, PC Mahalanobis model of development. Then during Jawaharlal Nehru's time we followed the trickle down effect. The limited resources having that time, they wanted to give it to only few big industries. Because of the big industries involvement, only few pockets got so much of a development, and other pockets where industries were not being promoted, automatically those regions were left behind. So historically, during the British times, after post independence planning, there is so much of a disbalance. Historically this happened. Some geographical region is also there. If you will see, most of the developed region, apart from Odisha, most of the coastal areas are developed. We cannot say Odisha, though it's a coastal state, still it is not developed. But apart from Odisha, but if you will see from Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, then Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, we can say that they have achieved higher level of economic and other indices. All the other indices, if you will see, they are far ahead of Odisha. So most of the coastal regions are developed. Generally, because of transportation becomes very easy. Having a port, you can transfer your material or you can transfer your product to the other country. So it becomes a very important, and it helps to the economic development and progress. So that is helpful. Poor planning in initial year. not only historically we had a mistake, but also after, from the initial years also, there was still a problematic thing. You can say till the time we had Niti Aayog, the total planning was centrally done. It was totally a top-down approach. After the Niti Aayog came, it is a bottom-up approach. It is happening in the bottom-up approach, but still it has not reached that particular level where we can say no every thing, because Niti Aayog at least are taking some of the steps which are very much helpful. They are grouping district wise. There are some 640 districts in whole over India. Out of this 640 districts, whatever the problems are happening in many of the districts, they are grouping into those districts only, and some scheme are being announced so that to directly focus on those districts only. So it's a wonderful thing. But initial years, what was happening, it was totally a centrally driven plan, and from center the planning was done, then after to the state level planning, then after it was district level planning. So it was a very big mistake, and the people were not taking that much of an interest in order to develop entire region. Then lack of infrastructure. If you will look at the developed states especially, you will see their level of infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure, it doesn't mean only physical infrastructure like roads. It includes connectivity, especially the network, internet connectivity and other infrastructure, health, education, everything. All the things you will find in these developed states. And in this particular states, you will find lack of infrastructure, both physical and this the health, education, and you can say the internet connectivity. Everything you will be lacking in this particular region. But in this particular region, you will find higher level of infrastructure. Then lack of capital formation. Say what happens when automatically some particular region has taken the lead. Automatically more and more capital is coming there and forming capital over there. If due to government policy or due to private initiative, if some momentum has come to a particular region, then automatically more and more capital formation is happening in those regions. But in this particular region, because of backwardness in the initial phases, no more capital is coming, and also not, you can say, it is not happening in that particular way where it should have been happening. So lack of capital formation in those regions is another big cause, and capital formation in those regions is a very big cause for developed state in those particular regions especially. Then poor literacy rate. If you will see those states and if you will see this particular states, you will find a marked difference in literacy rate. Kerala, some leader was telling that don't make UP as Kerala, but Kerala is far ahead. I am telling you, Kerala is far ahead from the rest of the India. I am telling you. If you will see their health, education, communal harmony and peace, I have seen Kerala people celebrating, Christians celebrating Onam. I have been to Kerala, such a wonderful place, and though people are very much honest, I personally believe people are very much honest over there, very hardworking, very honest. Women empowerment is at the highest level because of historically, not only in this particular time, during Chera period, they invested in women empowerment. So slowly, because of the women empowerment had happened in Kerala, and slowly the society moved in a positive direction. And can you imagine 5 international airports in even a smaller state, smaller than Odisha? If you will compare the geographical size of Odisha as well as in Kerala, we are far bigger in size, in area wise. But Kerala is a smaller state than us, than Odisha. Still 5 international airport in such a small state. There you can see the Thiruvananthapuram, then Kochi, then another one is there, that is Palakkad, then another one is there. There are so many, 4 to 5. I am not getting it right now, but 4 to 5 international airport means 4 are there, and fifth one they are also in a process of development. I will check it out whether they have confirmed it international airports, because Kerala's economy is also, you can say, dependent on remittance. Most of the Keralites, they are working in Middle East and other countries. But still, because of education only, they are able to go there and work. They, you can say, nurses. Kerala nurses you will find everywhere. Kerala nurses. So nursing, so much of education, women empowerment is the key because of Kerala's progress. So all this state, if you will see, their level of education is far ahead of this state. That is another reason. Their lack of vocational skill. Even if some people are having education, but all those regions which are having this particular problem, lack of skill, because of this the skill training has become very important. Not only that, I really commend skill mission, both of state government as well as national government. Skilled in Odisha, it's a wonderful initiative started by Odisha government, though it is a prototype of, you can say, the skill India mission. So you have to see that skill is very, very important. If skill is there, then automatically more and more investment will come, and automatically those regions will be developing. Then apart from that, implementation of law and order is a very big issue. Law and order is a very big issue in this particular region. If you will see law and order in this particular region, you will find better law and order in those particular developed states. There is so much of a Naxalism, there is so much of a, you can say, theft and rape. All this law and order situation is a very big issue. Then apart from that, poor implementation of projects. Even if some projects are there, in order to develop the infrastructure, there is poor implementation is happening in those particular regions. Then lack of interest of private players to invest in those regions. Lack of interest. All those investors, they are showing less interest in investing their money in those particular regions. Most of the time, they are interested in investing in those regions which are already giving them high fruits. Then high corruption in those regions. There is another problem what is happening, because of which this regional imbalance is existing, because of high corruption. If you will see the level of corruption in those regions, there is so much of a high corruption, and level of corruption is little bit lesser in those developed regions. Then bureaucratic red tapeism. Bureaucratic red tapeism in those regions is very high in comparison to that of this particular region. Then lack of political will of those regions, especially, it's a very, very important point, because if politicians who are the real decision makers, if they will not be pushing enough for the development, nothing can be happening in today's time. It's a hard fact. If political will is not involved in those particular region, then automatically your region will definitely fall behind. Then lack of marketing by those regions, especially, see, if you will see the level of marketing this particular states are doing, whatever thing they can offer to investment, to industry, to bringing in more investment in those particular states, they are not doing that much of a marketing. You see Kerala tourism is promoting as God's own country, and finally most of the, if you will see the foreigners coming, they prefer Goa, they prefer Kerala, they prefer Tamil Nadu, because these are very, very, you can say, they are marketing there, whatever they are offering to the world, they are marketing so much that so much of a people are coming. Gujarat is also famous for marketing, hiring Amitabh Bachchan to promote their particular tourism. So it is very, very important. The more you market, the better will be your, you can say, the formation of tourism and other sectors. Then low ranking of ease of doing business in Niti Aayog. If you will see the ease of doing business in those particular states, they will be on the top of the ease of doing business, and they will be on the bottom of the ease of doing business. Because of this, investment is not coming and there is a regional imbalance. Then poor education policy. Poor education policy is a very big problem. Not only because of literacy is down, because education policy. If poor education policy will be existing, automatically there will be regional imbalance. Lack of citizen activism. Lack of citizen activism is very, very important. If the people of the region, they do not demand development, automatically government is not interested to develop your area. Politicians are not interested to develop your area. Until and unless you demand, it cannot be met. You see the kind of activism is happening in those particular states. Tamil Nadu is very, very powerful. They even challenge the union in many of the matters. Take the case of NEET. They had passed a particular law in order to bypass the central law. They want to prevent their own people. Even it's a cross party in NEET, this particular issue, cross party, there is a consensus in Tamil Nadu that no, we will protect our students from the national NEET exam, because they think that in the NEET exam it will be hampering their own people, especially their own students' interest. Because of that, they are so much of a, you can say, consensus in the political circle, and people as well as political circle. You will not be seeing in this particular region. There is no cross party consensus. You will not be looking, and it is coming only because of people's interest. More and more people are active enough to demand for something, then automatically it will be happening. Then no media interest. Media interest is not there. Today's media is completely biased. Only 1 or 2, you can say only 10 or 20% people who are, you can say, are doing neutral reporting. Otherwise, most of the media houses, they are either controlled by the ruling power or they are having some sort of a allegiance to the ruling party. So for that reason, so much of a biasness is there. So be careful, avoid media, do not go into especially listening to all this, because they are completely doing biased reporting. In today's time, it is better being a student or an aspirant, you need to have a neutral outlook. That is very much required. That can only happen when you will do critical thinking. You can be thinking that this can also be right, this can also be right, and what are the solutions. That can only happen when you will be totally neutral in your approach. Then lack of academic and civil society pressure to uplift the region. You say the intellectual masses, they have a very big responsibility, and until and unless all those educated academic and the civil society members, if they are not taking or this particular issue or writing articles or doing some kind of a pressure on the government, automatically government will not be interested to develop those regions. Then regionalism promoted by leaders of those regions. Jharkhand has passed a particular law that some percentage of the some 30 40%, 50, I do not know exactly, I will check it out, that they have passed a particular law in which they have mentioned that if a particular company is coming to establish, then they automatically have to employ this many number of people in those particular company. So what happens? Automatically the business will not be coming there. If you will formally make a law, what happens? It creates a burden on the business. So they will find that doing business will become a very, very problematic in those particular region. So These are the region, 20 points, 20 marker question. If you will write this much, automatically they cannot give you less than 15-16 marks, because the more powerful points you will write, automatically they will be giving you marks. And do watch this particular video, because this is very important. They can ask you in interview too, why there is so much of a regional imbalance. This can be asked from the Odisha point of view, why there is so much of a regional imbalance in Odisha. So you have to justify some of the factors mentioned in this particular video. Thank you very much. Happy learning.